Testing 1 2, testing 1 2, 1 2, 1 2, testing 1 2. Welcome one and all to live commentary of Coventry United ladies' trip to Lewes in the FA Women's Championship. Liam Cook with you on Coventry United TV, which is the first time we've ever broadcast a fixture of this magnitude, the first time we've ever commentated in the FA Women's Championship. Of course, CUTV taking a break last year, but we are back in business and we are ready to go. The squad's just about to head down to the pitch from the changing rooms. I'll take you through the starting lineups now. Firstly, for the Red and Green Girls of Coventry United. So number 1 is Sue Wood, the captain. Number 12, Hayley Crackle. Number 4, Nikki Miles. 5, Anna Wilcox. Number 20 is Chelsea Weston. 6, Maz Gauntlet. 8, Phoebe Warner. 15, Helen Dermody. And number 18 is Beth Merrick. 10, Amy Waffen. And number 9 is Shannon O'Brien. On the benches, number 2, Holly Chandler. Number 3, Georgia Popple. Number 11, Amber Hughes. 17, Anna Colville. 21, Katie Morris. 22, Becky Anderson. And 23, Jenna Roberts. And for Lewes this afternoon, number 1, Tatiana Saunders. Number 2, Sammy Quayle. Number 3, the captain, Rhianne Cleverly. Number 5, Nicola Cousins. Number 20 is Sophie O'Rourke. Number 4, Danny Lane. 21, Philippa Sava. 13, Ellie Leake. 16, Emily Donovan. Number 9, Georgia Timms. 22, Katie Rood. And on the bench for the Rooks, number 31, Laura Hartley. 15, Ella Newman. Number 12 is Charlie Boswell. Number 6, Ellie Hack. Number 7, Emma Jones. 24, Megan Mackey. 19, Hannah Griffin. 11 is former Coventry United player Simran Jamat. And number 10 will be Sarah Kempson. Coventry United in their pre-match huddle at the moment. They're in their chained strip of all green. Lewes in red and black. Minutes away from kick-off. Of course, we weren't here for Coventry United's fantastic victory over London Bees in their opening fixture. It was their weekend off the week after that, and then a week of no fixtures at all. So the Red and Green Girls have only played once so far, as have Lewes. That was a disappointing defeat away to Durham. United will be kicking from right to left in front of the CUTV cameras. A lot of cameras around here, it must be said. I'm counting 5. So we're not going to be having exclusive broadcasting rights on this one. CUTV may not be the biggest, but we always try to be the best. Well, this is a closed doors fixture. There are a couple of executives and officials from Coventry United and Lewes in attendance, of course, with the playing staff. Well, for the first time ever in CUTV history, we welcome you to the FA Women's Championship, and it's all set to go. Players taking the knee to show their support for equal rights, and also supporting the Black Lives Matter cause. We're underway. Let's see what the red and green girls can muster on this breezy afternoon in East Sussex, just shy of Brighton. Early break down the left-hand side for Lewes. Miles trying to cover off. Skewed out on this near side by Nikki Miles. After the attempted cross from the Lewes winger. I believe it was Donovan who put it in. Ball in the hands now of Sammy Quayle. Timms. Gets the way to Donovan. Turned away only as far as Lane. Lewes building early pressure in the opening minutes. Cross nodded up rather than out by Miles. Leak. Shielding the ball well there. It was Chelsea Weston. She's got the free kick for a shove in the back. Wood down the centre of the park. Free kick against Beth Merrick there, a little bit of pushing and shoving in the centre circle. The referee already is a little bit whistle happy, not allowing the game to flow. Free kick taken over to the right hand side to Quayle. Cleverly. Sending Donovan on her way. Well, Donovan's going to leave it for Timms. Donovan may have been in an offside position, so she's going to let the number 9 take it on. Cross is well caught by Sue Wood at the near post. Played short to Nikki Miles for Coventry United, the defender affectionately known as the General. Certainly earned that nickname, one of the more vocal players on the park. Here's Amy Waffen returning after that one-year injury nightmare. She was one of the most pivotal players in the title-winning campaign. And of course, she backed that goal against London Bees to cement her comeback. You know, I've got the throw-in just shy of the halfway line, the right-hand side. The defensive area. Wilcox. Timms trying to wrestle away past Wilcox, even though she hadn't got the ball. It's out now with Maz Gauntlets. Wilcox lofts it towards the opposite penalty area. O'Brien will give chase. Cleverly's got there first. Overhead kick sends it out on this near side. A lot of strict COVID regulations in play, which includes the return of match balls. They have to be sanitised before they can be put in use again. O'Brien shoves off the challenge, skews her strike over to the right-hand side. Well, O'Brien has emerged as one of the stars of the team over the last couple of weeks. Young in years, but wise head on those young shoulders, and some pretty special feet as well. It will be a goal kick. Cousins offering the short option, as is Cleverly, but looks like the goalkeeper Tatiana Saunders is going to go for the long option instead. So it's Saunders to the left. Flicks off the head of the winger Katie Rood. Straight into touch for a Coventry United throw. 5 yards into their own turf. Miles across to Anna Wilcox. Wilcox's ball didn't quite find Crackle at left back. Donovan takes it on. Quayle looking for a route around Merrick. Takes on Crackle. Great run from Quayle. Still going. Slips on the right-hand side for Ellie Leake. And how about that for a side challenge from Beth Merrick. Takes it straight out for the corner. 5 minutes gone on CUTV. Live coverage of the FA Women's Championship match between Lewes Women and Coventry United Ladies. Score Lewes 0, Coventry United 0. To take the corner on this near side will be Ellie Leake. She's got Rood in support for the short option, but she's going to go towards the edge of the penalty area. And Lewes have the lead. Flag stays down. The initial drive fell to the striker, who turns it home. Well, United initially looked towards the linesman asking for a flag. The referee just checking with the linesman. And the goal will indeed stand. It's not the best of starts for the Red and Green Girls. 6 minutes in at the dripping pan, it's 1-0 to Lewes. To me as if Georgia Timms was the one who got the final touch. So United already with work to do. Gauntlet. Wilcox are going to play up from the back. Merrick gives chase. It's a task too far for the former Sheffield United winger. Just kept in by Donovan. Given away cheaply to Wilcox. Nikki Miles chips it to the right. Wathen, the former Wales Youth International. Now she's fit again, will surely be knocking on the door of the senior squad. Weston. It's picked up by Sava. Lewes on the march once more. Through ball and Timms racing towards it. Suwood does the business and clears into this left-hand side. And the goal's actually been given to the captain cleverly. Just been confirmed on the Lewes Twitter. Line. Timms keeps it in. Sava. And with Donovan. Down line to Quayle. And Brian in with a challenge. Bit of a soft free kick given. Goes from cleverly the skipper and goal scorer. Donovan in the corner, needs support. Loses out to Crackle, but not giving up on it. Throw given to Coventry United. Good defensive pressure from Hayley Crackle. There goes the throw from Crackle up to Dermody. Just misses with the attempted header. Quayle. His Leak. Curls the cross in from the right, falls straight to the feet of Chelsea Weston under no real pressure. Now here come United. Miles with Anna Wilcox. Crackle on the left, just in front of the Lewes dugout. Goes long, looking for Shannon O'Brien. Off the head of Cleverly. O'Brien may well catch up to it, or was she trying to let it go for the corner? I think Cleverly's just turned it out for the throw instead. So 10 minutes into the game here at the Dripping Pan, Lewes lead by 1 goal to 0. Goal from Rhiann Cleverly. O'Brien forces the corner. Quayle taking the hit there, not allowing the young striker into the box. Merrick's corner, punched by Saunders, and struck over the bar. Phoebe Warner hoping to open her Coventry United account there. Saunders pushes her outfield players further afield. Saunders taking her time, trying to make sure she gets it just right. Towards Timms, one in the air by Wilcox and straight into the stand. O'Brien shields it well, trying to find Helen Dermody, but dispossessed. Play it back to Saunders, a 1-2 between Saunders and Cleverly. It's back out with the skipper, thumps it up the right-hand side, only as far as Wilcox. Wilcox couldn't bring it to feet. Donovan first to the seconds. Attempted ball to Quayle, cut out by Crackle, and the trip from Donovan results in the United free kick on the halfway line. Donovan told to give Crackle some space from the free kick, but begrudgingly she accepts the verdict from the referee. Playing across the back line now for the Running Greens, all in green today. Slips off the boot off Beth Merrick. The ball from the back. It was a promising opportunity for United. Throw-in level with Lewis's penalty area for the Rooks. Throw up line. Passes over the winger's head and Crackle. High ball to Waffen, brought down by Cleverly for Lewes. Finds Timms on the halfway line. Flicks it on with her head. First to it is Nikki Miles. Sue Wood back to Miles. United playing from the back. Wilcox. Crackle darts in on Donovan. It's Shannon O'Brien. Kills it to the right. Warner is the target. It's collected by the left back O'Rourke. Forced back towards their own penalty area. And they've got the free kick there. O'Rourke shoved from behind by Warner. Brings that free kick to feet. Derby intercepts that header from Nicola Cousins. Here's Crackle on the left, looking to make some progress on the wing. Goes on the spot of Shannon O'Brien. Shoved into touch by Quayle, but United have got the throw in on the left-hand side. Dermody runs straight into Quayle, who should clear her lines, well, she'll try to, but O'Brien with the deflection slows it down for Merrick. Now here's Anna Wilcox. Pass deflected off the boot of Ellie Leek. O'Brien slides in but can't take the ball with her. Timms receives it from O'Rourke. Philippa Sava switches the play beautifully. O'Donovan tries to cushion it down for Quayle. It only finds Merrick. Here's Shannon O'Brien looking for a route around the captain cleverly. Does well to prevent her, but the attempted clearance actually hit cleverly on the back. No United players were savvy to the situation. And the Rooks have got away with that one. 15 minutes gone at the Dripping Pan, 1-0 Lewes. Playing it around the back line again, Coventry United. Wilcox. Bobbling ball straight to the feet of Donovan. Timms races towards that loose ball, covered off well by Nikki Miles. Right into the corner though, she plays it. She played it off the boot. No, she hasn't. She's played it out herself. So throw right in the corner for Lewes. Quayle. Merrick in with a challenge. Sticks a foot in there and clears it as far as cleverly. Again, United asking for the assistant's help. They won't get it. Miles' header. Who's got the final touch on that? There is going to be a corner, I think. In fact, it's been given as a free kick on Nikki Miles for a bit of pushing and pulling with the striker. It's right on the edge of the penalty area. Well, Lewes officials believe that it was within the confines of the penalty area. It's being taken 2 yards to the right of the box. Well, the contact did begin in the penalty area. Lewes may only have the free kick, but they're going to try and put it to good use with Ellie Leek standing over it. Takes it short, and Gauntlet deflects that cross from Rude out for the corner. So Leek again on set-piece duty. This time it's going to be a corner. Once more, she's got Rude for company. Towards that far post. They're asking for another corner. The referee says no this time, as it's turned behind by Cousins. Well, today's show here on CUTV brought to you by Coventry Motorcycles and Scooters, providing an extensive range of new and used scooters at their location at 288 Walsgrave Road, Coventry. Wilcox. Back to Sewwood United. At the moment being encased in their own backyard. Struggling to create separation from Lewes. Wayward ball at the right hand side from Nikki Miles into touch. It has got it safely away from United's half of the field. This is the second of 3 live fixtures here on CUTV this weekend. We had a fantastic match yesterday involving Coventry United men's team and Tibberdale. That ended 3-2 to Coventry United. Waffen finds O'Brien on the edge of the area. Waffen taken out. Savvy receives a bit of a dig from Maz Gauntlet. Savva stayed down. But Lewes will continue. Still, Savva remains on the ground, but the Rooks decide to play on. Well, the advantage is now gone. It was given away momentarily to Wilcox, but Leek has got it back. And she's got Rude next to her, plays it into Rude for the crossing opportunity. Rood looking to take on Weston. Still Rood. Took too long there, did the winger Katie Rood, allowing Weston to stick a leg in and take it out of play. Well, the referee's just going to check that Philippa Sava is okay. She's back on her feet and ready to get back in the game. We've had 20 minutes here on CUTV, live coverage of Lewes versus Coventry United ladies. Lewes took the lead in the 6th minute from a corner. Low drive from the edge of the penalty area was turned home by Rianne Cleverly. We're going to need another ball. That one's going to have to be desanitised. One of the Lewes coaches displaying some good catching skills there. Let's put it all the way back to Cleverly. Switches the play for Donovan. Here's Quayle. Cleverly in her own penalty area, gets it back. Now Saunders. Returns to the captain. Brilliant slide in by O'Brien, stopping Lewes in their tracks. It will be a throw level with the penalty area for the home side, but if they get this wrong, United will have a great chance on a silver platter. There goes the throw from Quayle, nodded up by Gauntlet, who will be first to it. It's Lane on the end of it. Lewes kicking into a higher gear with Sophie O'Rourke. Here's Rood. Returns to O'Rourke. Tim's in the penalty area. The return ball to O'Rourke wasn't what was needed. Weston will finish the job, punting it upfield. Sava brings it to feet. Lane. Here's Nicola Cousins at centre-back. Donovan was the target, but Crackle sticking her leg in and turning it out for the throw, just shy of the Lewes technical area. Quayle's throw, cushioned by Donovan. Lane, Sava, tried to pirouette around Gauntlet, and Gauntlet just went straight through Sava. But Lewes will not be denied. Rood. Out on the left by Nikki Miles, as Ellie Leek was the target. Well, we are now officially halfway through the first half, 22 minutes, 30 seconds. So we're a quarter of the way through today's game. It hasn't been a happy opening quarter of Coventry United. They've had one real effort on goal by Shannon O'Brien, which was, in all fairness, closer to the corner flag than it was the goal. It's not been the perfect start for Jay Bradford's side, but there's still plenty of time to get it right. United can sometimes be slow burners, but that flame gets going eventually. Wilcox wants Crackle a little closer. Crackle provides that support. Maz Gauntlet takes it away fairly from the midfielder, who has gone down in a bit of pain, holding her ankle it seems. Here's Phoebe Warner. Couldn't keep it within the confines of play, wasting a great crossing opportunity for the Red and Greens. An opportunity that so far has been few and far between. Well, don't forget to let us know your comments on the match and the show in our YouTube comments section. We'll endeavour to read out any of your comments as long as they're clean. And another free kick this time for Weston into the back of O'Rourke. Taken short. Lewes still in their own half, but Lane looks to change that. Chips it to the right for Quayle. Control wasn't there, and it's out on the halfway line for a Coventry United throw. Up line from Crackle, just over the head of Merrick. Can Dermody get to the loose ball? No, she can't. Lane barges in. Now Sava. Here's Rook. Doesn't find a route past Weston. Neither can Dermody get past Sava. Over to Rook on the left. Leaks with her. Donovan was calling for it in an offside position. Luckily, the ball didn't reach her. In section by Miles. Back to Wood. And thus begins another chapter of the attack. 25 minutes gone at the dripping pan in Lewes, East Sussex. Lewes lead by 1-0, but here's Shannon O'Brien looking to change that. Appealing for a penalty. O'Brien absolutely furious, felt she was dragged to the floor. The ball just got away from O'Brien. She tried to bring it to feet and give it a go. Was there sufficient contact to warrant a penalty? Only the referee can decide that. Immediately at the other end, here comes Donovan for Lewes. Thinking about the long range spectacular, rolls it across to Rook. Gauntlet does well to prevent the strike. Phoebe Warner. They've got to get out of their own half of the field now. Wathen keeps it alive, good shielding. But Warner can't do the same. Follow through on Dermody from Georgia Timms. United have got the free kick. Dermody taking a while to get back to her feet. I don't think the physio is required at this stage. Dermody just taking a while to make sure she's okay before she gets back in the action. Wood with the free kick about 20 yards down line from the halfway line. Not away by Quell, only as far as Dermody, who went for the long range spectacular, didn't find its way past Sava. Here's Sava again. O'Brien getting stuck in, trying to wrestle it back from Lewes. They've been able to maintain possession well. O'Brien getting frustrated, and a frustrated O'Brien is a dangerous O'Brien for any opponent. It's out of play for a throw deep into United's half following that clearance. Weston. Wood on the edge of the penalty area. Closing on half time. We will be taking a short break on CUTV, but you can use the same live stream for the second half. We'll just be muting the microphone for 10 minutes. Playing it around their back line as Dermody drops deep, almost making the centre-back partnership a back three. Warner with a shove in the back from O'Rourke. She tries to find a route around the left back, unsuccessful on that occasion. No nonsense defending from the number 5, Nicola Cousins. Same as usual, sticks it straight into touch in United's half of the field. So it's Wood. Smack Warner in the face, you can hear that from here. And worse than that, it's given the ball away. Timms boots in from behind by Merrick, takes the ball away and sends Timms to the ground. Warner. United have been given the throw in on the far side. Following the intervention of, I think it was Leek who got stuck in. Weston flicks off the head of Amy Wathen further up line. Once again, Cousins sends it back where it came from. It stays in this time. Weston off the head of Sava. Now Gauntlet. A high boot attempt there from Beth Merrick, who steams in on lane. Now Shannon O'Brien trying to keep it alive for Coventry United. Quayle shoves past Beth Merrick. You can see the determination for Lewes. They're not going to be denied. Slide in by Nikki Miles. Got enough of the ball, says the referee. Muted appeals of a penalty for the Rooks. Donovan right in the corner. It's been given as a free kick. Free kick right in the corner. As Donovan was taken out by Miles. That's the reason that they call it the General. So the free kick is virtually a corner taken 3 yards further towards the box. It's Ellie Leake, who's been on set pieces all afternoon. He'll have another attempt and try and double Lewis's lead. They've been in front since the 6th minute. The captain, Rian cleverly led from example and turned home a low drive. Let's see if that feat can be repeated. The referee just making sure that Helen Dermody is the relevant 10 yards. She is indeed. In by Leake towards that near post. Headed away by Weston. Handball claims. Referee doesn't want to know. Lewes wanted a free kick on the edge of the penalty area. Not on this occasion, but it'll come back in and gathered safely by Sue Wood. Following the cross from the centre-back number 5, Nicola Cousins. Good strength from O'Brien. Keeping it in the centre circle despite several challenges. Merrick tracks back. Stumbles but gets the ball away. Wood there to help. Volleys it into the Lewes territory. Warner caught as he tried to bring the ball down. Seemed to be caught in the back of the head by Nicola Cousins. We've had 32 minutes here at the Dripping Pan. United sending some of their substitutes to warm up. Their substitutes include Amber Hughes and Katie Morris, Becky Anderson in there too. Some good attacking options. They need a bit of attacking influence at the moment. Mas Gornett, who of course used to be a striker, knows not only how to score, but how to create a goal. They need her wisdom here from this free kick. Simple header away on the edge of the penalty area. Crackle. Switch of the play, skews out to the right. Hasn't been the well-oiled performance that we come to expect from Coventry United ladies. Of course, the FA Women's Championship is a tough division. Anyone can beat anyone on any given day. There's still plenty of football to be played. It's less than 13 minutes until half-time. Warner getting stuck in. It's gone out of play, and Warner has got the final touch on that, so it's a throw in 15 yards into Lewes territory, which O'Rourke will take. O'Rourke to Cousins. Across into the penalty area, cleverly. Gets away just in time before O'Brien can get in there. Merrick trying to get it back from Quayle, and Lewes handling the pressure well. Donovan loses out to Crackle, flicks it over the head of Quayle. His second to the seconds though, Holy Crackle. Aimless clearance from the back. Brought to feet by Anna Wilcox for Coventry United. Plays a 1-2 with Wood. Wants options, Wilcox. Goes long. Waffen the target, but not it back where it came from by Cleverly. So the high boot from Gauntlet. Referee says no, and Gauntlet not giving up on that ball. All over Leake. Dermody in there too. Somehow Leake has twisted and turned her way out of danger. Lewes looking very good for their lead at the moment. Quayle. Fucked up field by Cleverly. Offside flag raised against Donovan. Beth Merrick has gone to ground now. She may need a bit of assistance here. The physio is called over just to check on Merrick as he's have an issue with left leg. Better to be safe than sorry. I'm sure the referee doesn't mind halting the game for a few seconds just to make sure that the player is okay. And it is a chance for both Lewes and Coventry United to get together and rally the troops once more. So we've had 34.5 minutes at the Dripping Pan in the FA Women's Championship. A historic day for Coventry United TV, the first time we've ever covered the FA Women's Championship. So far, Coventry United ladies are losing by 1-0. Oh, the next time we come to you live on air here on CUTV, you don't actually have to wait a long time for it. It's tomorrow night. We're live from Castle Vale Stadium in the Midland Football League Premier Division. It will be Romulus versus Coventry United. That live from 7:45. Just like this game, yesterday's game, and every game that we cover here on CUTV, there'll be interviews, highlights, and live commentary of that fixture. Of course, the highlight of yesterday's fantastic game, fantastic win for the men's team against Tividale. They're already online to go and check them out. Back underway following the short injury delay. Merrick is back on the field and back in the action. Curls it right. That is a ball and a half from the former Sheffield United winger. Warner down line to Weston. High cross from Weston. Where will it fall? Saunders couldn't claim it. It's in the back of the net, but it's been given as a foul on the goalkeeper. Saunders leapt to try and bring the ball safely down following the cross from Weston, but was sandwiched between a couple of Coventry United players and went to ground without the ball. It ended up in the back of the net. Well, I think the referee has made the right call there. And straight after that disallowed goal, Timms is on the march looking for a second for Lewes. Into the box she goes with Miles all over her. Sticks it into the side netting, trying to square it for Donovan at the far post. Again, short goal kick taken by Wood. Merrick up the left side. The ball collected easily enough by Quayle. Here's Sava. Turns away from O'Brien. A bit of help from Warner. She's got the ball back. Lunged in though by Sava. Gets the ball. And again on O'Brien. Doesn't get the ball that time. It's been given as play on. And she did make contact with the heel of Shannon O'Brien, who makes a beeline for the box. Runs straight into Lane though. And Lane has got the free kick. O'Brien was thinking about nothing but getting into that penalty area. And was on a collision course with the number 4 midfielder. Has become a bit of a scrappy affair in the last few minutes. It seems that we can't go at least 1 minute without a foul. Whether that be a bit of aggression in play or the referee being a bit whistle happy, then one way or another we are getting quite a few free kicks. Saunders. Kick to the left hand side. It's off the head of Rood. Or in fact, has it come off Weston last? No, it hasn't. It is going to be a United throw halfway into their own territory. Remember, we are taking a short break at half-time, so go and get yourself a cup of tea and join us back here at 3 o'clock for live coverage of the second half. And there's going to be an early substitution here. And it is the girl with the Edgar Davids goggles coming on. Katie Morris making her bow in this match. And it's surprising to see Helen Dermody leave the field after just 38 minutes. And Dermody less than pleased at being subbed off. That's Jay Bravett obviously with something different in mind, and Morris will come into that midfield and what looks like a straight swap in the centre. From Weston nodded straight out by O'Rourke. Weston again. Returns straight to Weston by Rood. Slowly, catchy monkey. Oh, that time they got a bit more distance on that throw-in. Nicola Cousins blasting it straight out, but has sent it back a good 20 yards. Weston looks for an option up line. Sent back where it came from by Rood. Morris shields it from Sava.
Weston tries to return. Savarin with a challenge and takes it back. Not for long though, if Warner's got anything to do with it. Skips past one challenge and charges down the attempted clearance by O'Rourke at the expense of a goal kick. We're into the final 5 minutes of normal time here in the first half on CUTV. Liam Cook with you throughout the entirety of this match. And don't forget to have a look at the highlights of today's fixture. Will be available tomorrow afternoon on the Coventry United TV YouTube channel. If you haven't already, make sure to hit the like button on this video to let us know you're enjoying the coverage. Leave a comment with your feedback or any message you want read out on the show. And of course, subscribe for more exclusive content from the Red and Greens. As Saunders finally takes that goal kick. Miles gets a bounce on that and it falls to the feet of Hayley Crackle in the centre circle. United are finally finding their feet in this match. Will it come too late though before half time? Merrick, nodded out of the box by Cleverly. Crackle will give it another go. Warner trying to get on the end of that and has. Gauntlet. Now Weston. United edged away from the penalty area, but they're going to give it another go. Crackle once more. Morris slips on the ball and loses out. It's Leak receiving it from Lane. Leak. Timms was the target. But Anna Wilcox made sure it wasn't reaching its intended destination. Wilcox. Up the left flank it goes to Beth Merrick. Here goes Gauntlet. Runs straight into the frame of Sava. Now darting forward is Rook. Timms. Now to Quayle on the right side. Cross from Quayle. Header by O'Rourke. It's a simple gather for Sue Wood. Nothing that will worry the United skipper. It's been a first half of very few opportunities for not only United but Lewes as well. Aside from the goal, Wood hasn't really had too much to do. Here's Anna Wilcox. So Hayley Crackle once more. Seems to be the desired route out of danger for Coventry United, but the leg in from Morris. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2, 1 2, 1 2. And we are back for live commentary of the second half of this FA Women's Championship fixture. It's Lewes versus Coventry United. And the half-time score is Lewes 1, Coventry United 0. Half-time came really at the wrong time for the Red and Green. They were getting back into it towards the end of the original 45 minutes, but the referee's whistle curtailed their plans for an equaliser. Now they've got to build that momentum up all over again as we prepare for the second half. It doesn't appear that any changes have been made for either side after the break, although Coventry United did of course make a change before half-time with Helen Dermody being replaced by Katie Morris, which we do not believe was brought on by any sort of injury, as Dermody was warming down during half-time, so it looks like it was purely a tactical move from manager Jay Bradford. Both teams in their pre-match huddles and both set to go. Big half of football coming up here on Coventry TV, sponsored by Coventry Motorcycles and Scooters, providing an extensive range of new and used scooters at their location at 288 Walsgrave Road, Coventry. Also a big shout out to Mr. Roy Eden, who is tuned in this afternoon. There's a little bit of buffering at the moment. We're hoping to figure that one out. It looks like it's a potential issue with the Wi-Fi. Fingers crossed we should have a trouble-free second half. Also hoping for a second half where Coventry United flourish and get back into this game. We are underway for the second half at the Dripping Pan. Lewes 1, Coventry United 0. Let's see what the red and greens have got. Looked up in the centre circle. Try to bring it down. Lewes looking for the early break. With the captain, Rian Cleverly. Saunders scoops it up. Done up by Morris, who will bring it down. Timms beaten in the air by Wilcox, but Lane has brought it to feet. Danny Lane across to Katie Rood, taking on Weston. Rood, safe hands from Sue Wood. Saw it all the way. Early strike from Lewes. Signal of intent from the home side, but here come United. Merrick to O'Brien. Good strength from Sammy Quayle, preventing O'Brien from making progress in from that left-hand side. Crackle. In by Crackle, the far post is Warner. It's bounced out before Warner could reach it. Already a marked improvement there. Just from that move alone, it looks like United have got more about them. Straight into touch. From the goalkeeper from Saunders. Weston will take a throw. Lets it bounce. Plays it back to Wood. Closed down by Timms. Launched into safety by Wood. Rook. Rood just able to keep it in under the pressure from Warner. All the way back to Saunders. Great pressing from Coventry United. Saunders in trouble there as O'Brien in on the keeper. Couldn't take the ball away. And Wabben was just a little too late to the party as Saunders was able to find the teammates. There's a free kick for a push in the back by Nikki Miles on Georgia Timms. Miles hasn't been afraid to get down and dirty in this game. Free kick to Timms from Cousins. Georgia Timms. Once again getting physical. As is Weston. Too physical for the referee's liking. Weston in from the side on Katie Rood with a barge. The referee didn't like what he saw. Leak keeping her mind on the task at hand. Score still 1-0 to Lewes. Rood runs over it. Leak strikes it. Appeals as Gauntlet. Brought Donovan to the ground, and Donovan was less than pleased with that particular manoeuvre, getting in the face of Gauntlet there. All's fair in love, war and football. He's playing around in the middle with Sava. Misplaced pass. Warner trying to swipe it away, but Sava steams in and reclaims it. Rood runs to the path of Wabben. Cousins' ball collected by Beth Merrick. Looks for support, chips it to the right. Not it only as far as Warner, but O'Rourke finishes the job. Weston, first to it, keeps it in. Weston needs support. Blocked off by Katie Rood. Headed back into their own half of the field. Marsways a 1-2 with Wood. Another one with Gauntlets. Another one with Weston. And Katie Morris unable to control that one. It flies out on this near side, midway into United territory. We've had 5 minutes of the second half here on CUTV. It's Lewes 1, Coventry United 0. The second half already looks like it's going to be much more interesting than the first. It was a first half of few chances for both sides. Following that exchange, United have forced the throw. Still in their own backyard, they've got to get it away here. Weston, up the flank it goes, is Amy Waffen. Waffen was being held, referee says no. Gauntlet able to get it away to Miles. United backline under pressure as Lewes looks to close them down. Wilcox over to Crackle. Anna Wilcox switches the play beautifully. Great control by Phoebe Warner. And a turn away from O'Rourke. Under pressure from the left back, has to call upon the defence for support once more. Wood to Wilcox. Back at United full time following a short stint with West Brom. United ball. Gauntlets. And the half volley looking for Crackle, didn't quite find it, didn't have the legs on it. Now Donovan leaks with her. Connects with the heels of Wilcox. Timms takes aim. Cannons off a United player and out for the corner. Both sides finally finding some attacking intent after a quiet opening 45 minutes. Leak towards that near post. Cleverly looking for a second of the afternoon, couldn't get the shot away. And cleared well by the red and green's back line. Danger far from over though, with a throw in to come for Lewes. O'Rourke. Running that header was Weston. Volleyed on by Mouse Gauntlet. Quayle. O'Brien gives chase. Cleverly. Swung clear by Saunders. Leak brings it to feet. Surrounded by green shirts, need to find a route out and does with Rood. Covered up by Weston. It's Katie Rood into the penalty area she goes. Great slide by Weston to block the strike. And Weston up the right hand side she goes. Waffen was the target. Blocked up by Rood. It's gone out of play off Phoebe Warner. And another throw in to Lewes. And the Clips is actually taking out one of the bins here in front of the main stand. United win that ball back as Warner looked to find a route out. Connects with the shoulder of Timms and into touch for a throw in, virtually in the same position. Wander up line. Waffen. Warner couldn't get there ahead of Rood. Good strength from Miles, earns it back from Timms. Warner let it go through her legs, but straight into touch. Fortunately, had a bit more space to utilise then than she actually did. course, no nonsense defending. Stabs it out. As soon as the ball entered the fray, really. Intercepts from the front. Krakow United seem to have slowed down after a burst of energy in the opening 5 minutes. They've been encased in their own backyard since then. Merrick, crossfield ball, finds Phoebe Warner in space. Can she utilise it? Cannons off the back of O'Rourke. Corner Coventry United. They need to make these set pieces work. Merrick lines it up. It's towards the head of O'Brien. Got something on it but couldn't divert it goal bound. Wilcox will try and put it back in. Donovan slides in, takes out Anna Wilcox, who goes down clutching her leg. Wilcox seems okay. The free kick is given about 15 yards outside the box. Good chance to get a long ball into the danger zone. Into the 56th minute of the dripping pan. Lewes 1, Coventry United 0 remains the current score. Merrick once more. The CUTV camera just being blocked off by a floodlight pylon. Merrick goes for goal! Onto the roof of the net. She's never afraid to trust her instinct and strike them from range. It nearly paid off for Beth Merrick. From the kick, Saunders. Weston leaping for it. It's nodded on by Timms, and now giving chases O'Rourke. Nikki Miles with the slide, diverted out for the corner. Miles not letting anything get past her today. Goes the corner. Lane are going to put it back into the danger zone. United looking for the counter. Charged down by O'Brien. And now Maz Gauntlet's on the run for Coventry United. The ball just out of reach. And O'Rourke, better to be safe than sorry, puts it out, preventing United from continuing the counter. It looks like a change is forthcoming for Lewes. While United have a couple of players warming up from the bench. Reminder of the substitutes for Coventry United: Chandler, Popple, Hughes, Colville, Morris, Anderson and Roberts. But of course Morris is already on the field after replacing Helen Dermody, who often was the intended target of that throw, but it's hooked out on this near side by Nicola Cousins, and a throw in level with the penalty area now for the Red and Greens. Weston looks to make good of this opportunity. Warner and O'Brien there with her. O'Brien turns on the throw. O'Brien blocked off by Cousins. Looks to the referee. And O'Brien looks in not only disgust, but looks disheartened by the referee's decision. The arm out blocking the path of O'Brien, sending the young forward to the ground. Right it goes from Quayle. Donovan beaten to it by Katie Morris. Has been a real difference since coming on the 35th minute for Helen Dermody. Chips it right for Warner. Heavy first touch, takes it away from her. O'Rourke goes to the ground under the challenge, but has got it away to Rude. And a lucky deflection takes it back to Rude after Weston had won it back across the penalty area. Collected by Crackle, brings that manoeuvre to a close. Shannon O'Brien. Weston receives it from O'Brien. Here's Mass Gauntlet. Warner along the right. Weston. Straight to the keeper, Saunders. There are noise coming from the roof. I think it might be a bird on top of the roof. So 15 minutes gone in the second half, so we're in the 60th minute. United still trail, but it's looking more promising. Ball flicks off the head of Timms. It's going to be a Coventry United ball with Sue Wood. And it looks like Amber Hughes is getting ready for Coventry United. And this could be a real game changer. Before that, they've got an opportunity with Morris on the edge of the area. Away by O'Rourke. Weston trying to shield the ball from Timms. The referee thinks about it. In fact, has given it to Coventry United. Well, there's pushing and pulling from both sides. United have been given a decision and look to make it count. Crackle looks for a route in from the left, covered up by Lane. Runs it out. Unlucky for Crackle. Oh, Hughes is strict and ready. What looks like a change up front. Well, who's it going to be? It's the end of the day for Phoebe Warner. Hughes replacing Warner. It looks like Hughes is going to fit in on this right-hand side. Indeed she is. The right side of the midfield four. Well, Shannon O'Brien still explaining her dissatisfaction with some of the referee's decisions. Too late now, they won't be changed. Saunders kick down the centre of the park. It goes onto the head of Wilcox. Miles tries to bring it down, out left. Overhead kick, keeps it alive for United. Wofford. Now Beth Merrick looks to the right-hand side, looking to bring Amber Hughes into the game, cut out by O'Rourke. Here's Timms, and caught by a late challenge by Chelsea Weston. Referee gives the free kick just in front of the Lewes dugout. The referee giving Weston a final warning. Have to be careful now, unless she wants to find herself in the referee's little black book. So the free kick's come from Cousins. Still in our own half of the field. Some work to do if they want to make this a goal-scoring move. Drills it straight out. Curls in and curls out. Not the free kick that Cousins was hoping for, I'm sure. Don't forget the highlights of today's game will be available on YouTube tomorrow afternoon. CUTV, the home with all of your Coventry United men's and women's footage this season. Skewed up by Cousins. Hughes ducks to allow that one to go out for a United throw. Ball in the hands of Weston. Followed straight into touch by Rude. Level with the penalty area, another United ball. Weston thumps it across the penalty area. Crackle picks it up. It's Hayley Crackle. Lays it off to Merrick. Wathen. High to the sky, who will bring it down? Wofford nods it straight to Timms. But Hughes tracks back and great strength to wrestle it back. Wilcox, Merrick the target, nodded out on the far side by Quayle. Well, next up on CUTV for the ladies' side is a huge match at the Butts Park Arena next Sunday at home to Liverpool in the league. Now, that is going to be a blockbuster. Sadly, that throw wasn't as Crackle gave it to Merrick and couldn't control it. Into touch for the throw-in, and here comes the substitution now for Lewes. Making her bow will be number 19, that's Hannah Griffin. And making way is going to be Emily Donovan. Griffin races over to the far side to get involved in the action as Donovan leaves the field. In the 66th minute, still Lewes 1, Coventry United 0 to that 6th minute goal from Rian Cleverly, still the difference. Often beaten to the loose ball, but Merrick. It's cannoned off Merrick though for the throw right in the corner. She looked for a route down the left-hand side into the box. And if you do want to get your football fix once again this week, then you're in luck because we are live tomorrow from the Castlevale Stadium for Romulus versus Coventry United in the MFL Premier Division. We're live from 7:45 tomorrow night. Shannon O'Brien takes aim. Great save from Saunders, leaping to the right. Has she kept it in for Lewes? No, she hasn't. Couldn't prevent the corner. O'Brien taking the chance. Has got a set piece out of it. Well, we are now officially 3/4 of the way through the match into the final quarter, the most crucial of all. The emphasis now has to be on Coventry United to bring this game back. Nodded out as far as Crackle. Hayley Crackle. Timms leaves it for Cousins. Hefty clearance from the centre back. Weston. Amber Hughes told to drive at the right hand side, taking on the defence. Amber Hughes still going. Hughes slices it across the box, but it's blocked off by Cousins. Hayley Crackle into the cop end behind the goal. Oh, it still has been a rather frustrating afternoon for Coventry United. They have stepped up in the second half, but not quite enough to equalise at the dripping pan. Still love to know why it's called the dripping pan. Sure to do a bit of research on that. Saunders. Miles calls for it, but ends up on the ground. Couldn't make contact with the ball. Weston will see it out. Shepherded into touch. And Miles looks to have hurt herself in the process. Physio not required just yet. Miles able to get back onto her feet after an awkward landing. United have just the one change left. Lewes have two. On the bench for Lewes, Laura Hartley, Ellen Newman, Charlie Boswell, Ellie Hack, Emma Jones, Megan Mackey, Hannah Griffin, Simran Chamat and Sarah Kempson. Weston's throw, flicks off the head of Hughes. Waffen gives chase. Rourke has no choice but to send it out for a throw on this near side. If in doubt, get it out. Weston needs support. Finds it with O'Brien. Just beat Sava to it. Weston. Morris. Hughes trying to turn away into the box. It's Amber Hughes, side to the cross. Diving onto it, Saunders. That's the end of that chapter. Minutes to go in the FA Women's Championship. Lewes maintain their 1-goal advantage. Still all to play for in the last 20 minutes. Amber Hughes intercepts from O'Rourke. Darting towards the box. Here's Shannon O'Brien looking to keep it going with Hughes. Rourke gets to it first. Trying to play it out off Hughes, but Hughes didn't make contact at the throw-in level with the penalty area. Weston looks for support. Just controlled by Hughes. Towards that near post, Saunders comes for it. Just about claims it, despite the best efforts of Waffen. Trying to kick it out of her hands. Sent high into the sky from Saunders. Wilcox manoeuvring for space. Has got herself the free kick for an infringement by Leak. Shoved to the ground. And United want another one. They've got another one. As Merrick was impeded on the left-hand side. Lewes trying to prevent United's approach any way they can. Merrick goes down, the defender goes down, so does Merrick. Won back by Morris. O'Brien gets the shot away, it's deflected into the hands of the keeper. Real melee within the confines of the penalty area, but Lewes have brought it safely under control. Bounces over Wilcox. Offside flag against Sims, and it's played into an offside position. Wood, look at the kickstart. Both sides attacking move. Straight to the boot of O'Rourke, the left back. Collected by Weston. Hughes is free. Not as free as she would have liked. Sliding by O'Rourke, who stays down, but Hughes comes away with the ball. That's all she'll care about. Amber Hughes sets up Mass Gauntlet for the long range and bounces to the left of the goal. United have to take every opportunity they can, whether it's short range or long range. You don't win the raffle if you don't buy a ticket. Well, time wasting has already begun for Lewes, and who could blame them? At the moment they have a victory in sight, and with United getting ever more confident up front, they want to make sure that they have as least time as possible to get that equalising goal. Here's Weston, backheeled by Waffen. Hughes stabs it away from Lane. Gauntlet punts it to the left. Beth Merrick receives it. Crackle making herself available too. Merrick cuts into the centre. Here's Nikki Miles. Hughes trying to find a route around O'Rourke on the edge of the penalty area. Falls to the right. Still going Hughes. Down she goes. Referee says no. It's only as far as Weston, that clearance, and Weston high across skews out. And we've lost the ball. So another one will be required. With just 15 minutes to go at the dripping pan. Score remains Lewes 1, Coventry United 0. And now Mass Gauntlet's going to get a yellow card for dissent for counting how long Saunders is taking with her goal kicks. She does have a point, but there are other ways of communicating with the referee. So Gauntlet is given the yellow card, but really the referee should be looking at speeding play up here. Straight over the head of Weston, and it will be a throw-in 10 yards down line from the halfway line for Coventry United in their own half. Weston's throw to the feet of Waffen, off the head of O'Rourke, wins the throw, puts it out off Katie Rood. Weston once more with ball in hand. O'Brien makes herself available. Hughes there as well. Amber Hughes is the target. Hughes found. Back to Weston. Here's Nikki Miles. Lofts it left. Merritt controls into the box. Pirouettes away from Quayle. Quayle lunges in. Has she taken the ball? Just about. Got a fair bit of the player too. Crackle tries to prevent the race up the right-hand side from Griffin. Unsuccessful. Here come Lewes looking for the surely game-clinching second. Didn't find Timms in the penalty area, but it's out to Griffin. Still camped out on the edge of that box. Lane will take aim. And it turns out to be a rather tame effort thanks to a deflection. Collected by Sue Wood on the fringes of her penalty area. Hard work of Leek made it possible. Well, Lewes are not done in this game either. They're not just going to sit back and accept a United onslaught. If they see an opening, they're going to take it as O'Brien is taken out. Lewes at the moment seem to be soaking up the United pressure. But there is still 13 minutes of play to go. And if I know anything about Jay Bradford's team, they're not going to give up until that last whistle blows. Merrick came close from this sort of area in open play earlier on. Let's see what Merrick can do with a three-player wall, awaiting the strike from the United winger. Up steps Merrick, drills it, Saunders gets her body behind it. Amicable effort from Beth Merrick. Saunders equal to it and keeps it at 1-0. Nodded out on the near side by Anna Wilcox. Lewes taking their sweet time here. O'Rourke. Timms sprints past Weston. It's Georgia Timms, crossing from the left. Crackle cushions it down for Miles. Now Weston on the run. Slide by O'Rourke, slows Weston down but doesn't take it. And Weston goes down under the challenge, but it's cleared out on this near side for a United throw, just shy of the halfway line. And there's going to be a couple of changes here for Lewes, it appears. It appears Georgia Timms is leaving the field. So it's Timms and Leek who are heading off. And in their place, certainly more defensive options in Emma Jones and Ellie Hack, who's actually on loan from Brighton. So it appears the attacking display for Lewes is over. And now the aim is to just keep this lead and keep the 3 points that come with them. Amber Hughes. Into the centre she goes. Gauntlet. Thunders it towards that penalty area, headed out only as far as Hughes. Handball claims from Jay Bradford as Gauntlet takes aim with the volley. Bounces into the grasp of the Lewes keeper. Saunders saw it all the way. Once again, any and every opportunity has to be taken now for Coventry United. Whether it's from 1 yard or 100 yards, they've got to give it a go. It's the only way they're going to get anything out of this game. Crackle and Wilcox getting in each other's way there. Crackle hasn't laid it, Sarah. Swipes it away from the Lewes attacker. It was Jones trying to take it off her. Switches the play by Merrick. Weston gives chase. Here is Chelsea Weston. Crossing towards Morris. Got it out as far as Gauntlet. Shoves Sava aside. Lewes trying to clear their lines, but unsuccessful at the moment. Here's Amber Hughes. Wasn't in the best position to strike. She was off balance. And needless to say, couldn't find the target. Well, we're into the 80th minute. Just 10 to go at the dripping pan. At the moment, it's looking like a long journey back for Coventry United. As Jake Bradford always says, with these type of journeys, they feel a lot shorter on the way home if you've got the win. It's looking unlikely, but not impossible. Kick them sort of straight into touch. Weston will take it. Chelsea Weston. O'Rourke's header to Lane. And now Jones tries to sprint clear of Miles, who's tracking back. It's Emma Jones. A second would surely seal it for Lewes. Just rolls it in from the left-hand side. Out comes Wood. Simple gather for the skipper. It's wasted more priceless seconds for Coventry United. It's bounced over the head of Amber Hughes for another throw-in. This time to Lewes. Level with the home dugout. And as you would probably expect, they're in no rush. Sophie O'Rourke sizing up her options. Weston nods it back to O'Rourke. Hughes wins it in the air. Maz Gauntlet. Away to Morris, who came on as a first half substitute, hoping to meet the run of Hughes, but it was too powerful for the winger to catch up to. Weston. Waffling the target on the edge of the penalty area. Swung away by O'Rourke. Weston sends it out off Jones. The Red and Green's not giving up, not by a long shot. They can smell a point. Good attacking pressure, but they need more efforts on goal, and Amber Hughes pressured into the mistake, couldn't control it. Even tougher task at hand next Sunday when Coventry United host Liverpool. Will they head into that game? Will point in the bag as Maz Gauntlet lines one up. It's Merrick from long range. Saunders leaps to the right and brings it to a safe halt. Morris, let's go with that clearance from Cleverly. Shannon O'Brien has been a little quiet lately. Lobs it over to the right side, Weston, unable to keep it in. His mistakes, I think United can't afford at this stage. O'Brien trying to switch the play, and it bounces away from Weston. There's the throw. Chest control by Jones takes it out. 6 minutes to go at the dripping pan. Miles nearly slipping on the ball. Amber Hughes, locked up by Sava. Hughes charges down O'Rourke at the expense of a throw. Philippa Sava. Now with O'Rourke. Launches it into the centre circle. Chest control by Hayley Crackle. Flicks it behind her to Anna Wilcox. Wilcox striding on. Runs into Lane. And Wilcox can score them from here. Ever so close. She scored from that sort of distance. With a famous goal of the season scored against West Ham in the FA Cup a couple of years ago. I said back then she'd never score another goal like that again. She was not a million miles away. Into the last 5. And United will have the corner. And the referee noting that the time will indeed be added on, as Merrick had to go into the empty stand behind the goal to collect the ball. Everyone but Crackle in and around that penalty area, forced on Weston. First switch was too heavy, and now Lewes begin the counter. Sprinting up the left-hand side is Griffin, halts her run, looks for support, there's space on the right-hand side. Here's Cousins in an alien position, the centre-back. Still going Cousins, challenging from the side by Mascall, and now United have to go all the way back to that end of the field. Here's Merrick. Sava thought she'd won the ball back, but Merrick wasn't done, and retrieves it for United. Here's Hayley Crackle, feigns the cross and takes it on. Lane, though, blocks her path. It's Lane again. Offside, surely. Jones doesn't touch it. Wilcox slides in. Who'll be first in the seconds? Well, United have got the front, despite the best efforts of O'Rourke, who seems to have swapped wings. Well, there's going to be a fourth substitution here for Lewes, and it's going to be Kempston getting ready. That's why it's going to be a fifth too. United have only made two. So Kempston is definitely one of the players coming on. Trying to see who the other is. Lane, striding into midfield. Wayward pass, struck back where it came from by Weston. It's over the head of Wathen. Cousins hooks it out on this near side. It's going to be a throw-in. Well, here comes the substitutions for Lewes. Kempston is one of the players coming on. The other is, it's going to be Megan Mackey. So Megan Mackey and Sarah Kempston coming on. Katie Rood and Philippa Sever coming off. At the moment, it looks like their hard work has got their side the 3 points with only 2 minutes of normal time to go. No sign of any further change for United, so it looks like this is the way the match is going to end. That's going to be a corner, surely, to Coventry United. No, says goal kick. Amber Hughes throws the ball away in frustration. It looked to me as if Cousins had got the final touch. Taken short by Saunders. Cleverly, the goal scorer, straight into touch, despite the best efforts on the far side by Griffin to keep it in. O'Brien. A blatant shove there, and the referee has indeed given the free kick. No attempt to go for the ball. Surprised to see the card come out. The only player who has been booked so far today is Mass Gauntlets for a bit of back chat. Back chat, I should say. Back chat, that's not even a word. Beth Merrick standing over it. United need a hero now. Can Merrick be that hero? Lobs it in towards Anna Wilcox at the far post. Miles has gone down, holding her knee. It's a throw-in on the near side. Well, it might just be a bit of cramp for Miles. She landed heavily on her knee. She's going to try and continue, though United have got a sub warming up. I think it's Holly Chandler who's warming up. The throw on the right-hand side of the penalty area. We are now into added minutes. It's now or never for the Red and Greens. Here's Wathen. Returns to Weston. Skies it. Goes behind the goal. Or how long there will be, I'm not so sure. I'd say no more than 2 minutes. Saunders. And Kempson has just thrown the ball out, and that's got to be a yellow card for time wasting. It's not the sort of thing that we like to see. And I hope the referee is going to be adding time on for that. Well, usually when players time waste, they try to at least make it look like they're not time wasting. Well, that's going to be the most blatant bit of time wasting I've seen in a long time. She just picked the ball up as Hughes got to it and chucked it into the stand. Well, points for effort, but she has got a yellow card. Weston looks for Hughes. Nodded away. Morris tries to keep her alive. No one knows where that ball will land. Katie Morris. Hughes a target, but Jones has got it all the way back to the keeper, Sue Wood. Lewes is trying to get it as far away from their goal as possible. Kempston. That's with Mackie. Runs into Weston. Hughes. Looking for a route around O'Rourke. She's got it. Amber Hughes need to utilise it here. And the cross cannons off the defender. It was Lane who turned it behind. Every outfield player in and around that penalty area. I'm surprised not to see Sue Wood up there. We've had 2 minutes of added time. This is surely the final curtain in this match. It's Merrick centred in towards Nikki Niles. Brings it down. Gauntlet. Weston drills it. Saved by Saunders. And that is surely Game 7 match for the Rooks. Maybe one more passage of play. The referee not blowing the whistle just yet. Here's Shannon O'Brien. Trip from behind. Referee says no. And O'Brien has not found herself on the referee's good books today in terms of decisions. Kempston offside against Jones. And United quickly as possible trying to get the ball back into position. Jones preventing Wood from taking the kick. Trying to block it there and has actually done the trick. As Wood trying to send the ball around her and send it into touch. 3 minutes of added time played now. The referee indicating that this time is being added on, so it's in Lewis's best interest to get going. Sophie O'Rourke. The linesman telling O'Rourke, come on, hurry up. There's still a game to play here. O'Rourke, nodded up by Jones. And again, though, by Coventry United's Katie Morris. Lobbed to the left by Gauntlet. Hughes gives chase. Amber Hughes, determined run. Blocked off. But Hughes may have got it back. High into the box. Merrick's there. Can Merrick bring it down? Beth Merrick. Corner surely for Coventry United. Yes, it is. Well, Wood's going up to the halfway line, but she's not taking the risk. Every outfield player in there. It's nodded away. And the referee calls time. Lewes have got the victory. Well, a United player and a Lewes player have gone down with what appears to be head injuries. Well, the second half certainly lived up to expectations after a tame opening 45 minutes, but it was that 6th-minute goal from the captain, Ryan Cleverly. That is the difference between these two sides. United pushed and pushed and pushed towards the end, but they just couldn't get the goal. And it looks like Shannon O'Brien is actually going to be booked after the final whistle as she continues to voice her dissatisfaction at the referee's decisions. She felt she should have had a penalty earlier on in the match. O'Brien is indeed given a yellow card after the final whistle. It won't make a blind bit of difference to Coventry United. They leave empty-handed. Final score in the FA Women's Championship here at the Dripping Pan. Lewes 1, Coventry United 0. Well, that's all we've got time for here on CUTV. Sorry we couldn't bring you highlights of a victory here on Coventry United TV, but we have got the highlights of Coventry United's 1-0 defeat to Lewes coming up tomorrow afternoon. We're also going to try and get an interview with Jay Bradford following the conclusion of today's broadcast. And of course, you can join us live tomorrow for the Coventry United men's team's trip to Romulus. That taking place on Monday night, 7:45 kickoff. We hope to see you there. And of course, fans are allowed to that one, so make sure to get your tickets. And hopefully, we'll see plenty of red and greens at Castlevale Stadium. But for now, from me, Liam Cook, and everyone here at Coventry United Football Club, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Coventry United TV.